Leo was a happy boy with curly hair and a big smile. This summer, he went to visit his grandpa's old house in the countryside. The house was big and quiet, with creaky floors and tall windows. But the best part of the house was Grandpa's garden. The garden was huge, full of green plants, bushes and tall trees. Little birds hopped around, and butterflies danced in the sunlight. Leo thought everything looked magical, but Grandpa didn't think the same. Grandpa sat on his favourite chair by the garden. He had grey hair and kind eyes, but today his face looked sad. He frowned as he stared at the plants and said,
My garden is boring. Nothing fun grows here.
Leo felt puzzled. He liked the garden. How could Grandpa call it boring? That night, Leo's mom whispered to him, Grandpa feels lonely. I think he needs a friend. Maybe you can help him smile again. Leo nodded. He loved helping people, especially Grandpa, who always told funny stories and made delicious pancakes. But this time, Grandpa needed something a little different. The next morning, Leo went outside to the garden. He looked at the trees, the grass, and the flowers. What can I do to make Grandpa happy? He wondered. Then he had an idea. Grandpa didn't just need a prettier garden. He needed a garden that made him laugh. Leo worked hard all morning. He picked some colourful flowers for Grandpa's chair. Then he took small pots and planted seeds. I'll grow the funniest plants in the world, Leo said. But he didn't stop there. He made silly signs out of cardboard that said things like, This is the happiest tree, and Welcome to the Giggle Garden. When he was done, the garden looked bright and cheerful. Grandpa came outside after lunch. He rubbed his eyes when he saw Leo's work.
What's all this?
Leo grinned. It's a special garden. For fun, Grandpa. Look, this tree is Happy Harry. And that bush is Giggles McGee. Grandpa stared for a moment. Then something surprising happened. He chuckled. A small laugh escaped his lips. Then he laughed even louder, holding his sides.
Giggles McGee? What kind of name is that?
Leo jumped up and down. Do you like it, Grandpa? Grandpa didn't answer right away, but he smiled. A big, warm smile, the way he hadn't smiled in years. It's not boring anymore, he said. Thank you, Leo. You've made my garden fun again. From that day on, Grandpa seemed different. He laughed more often and spent hours in the garden. Leo and Grandpa became closer, sharing stories under the shade and watering their funny plants together. Sometimes all someone needs is a little laughter and a good friend to show them how.